This video is brought to you by the Des Moines Public Library and the Des Moines Public Library Foundation.
Hello again, Tim Reed here with My Very Silly Monster. And welcome to Imagine That, my summer program for 2020. Today we're going to explore our greatest superpower, the imagination. You know, we're all born with this great superpower called the imagination. And we use it just about every single day. In fact, it's because we have an imagination that we have great things like the light bulb, or cars, or skyscrapers, and even yoga pants. It's that imagination that sparks our creativity and are able to create amazing things. Now, when I was a kid, I always wanted to be an artist. But I also wanted to be something else too. In fact, I wanted to be a superhero. I don't know many people who at one point in their lives didn't want to be a superhero. And when I was a kid, I always thought, well, my greatest superpower is really art. I love to draw. So when I grow up, I want to be an artist superhero. And I thought, well, what would that look like? And so I started to use my imagination. And this is what I came up with. Let me show you what I'm talking about. Now, when I was a kid, let's say 8 or 9 years old, I loved to draw. In fact, I would draw every single day. In fact, while my friends are outside playing ball, I was in the house usually drawing. And you know what they say, if you want to be good at anything, you have to practice every single day. Now, way back then, kids were incredibly handsome, as you can tell. Now, I thought, well, if I'm going to be a superhero, I have to have a really cool name, right? And I want to be an artist. So I thought, well, I could be Art Man. Nah, too easy. I could be, the Imaginator. Too hard to say. I could be Crayon Man. No, I didn't like to use crayons. I was more of a marker guy. So I got really stuck on that name, and I thought, well, what could I do? What could I do? So I thought, well, I just shifted my mind, my thought process and my imagination to, well, maybe if I draw the outfit, maybe if I imagine my outfit, maybe the name will come to me. So I definitely wanted a cape. Now, when I was a kid, I would use a bath towel around my neck, and I would use a safety pin, and I would have my cape. Now, I like to think that I had big muscles. Of course, most superheroes do. So it's okay to use your imagination if you are drawing yourself as a superhero to give yourself some really good muscles. Because you got to be strong as a superhero, right? If you're going to protect people, you got to be strong. So I went ahead and had my muscles there. Now, the power of the imagination is pretty amazing, because it's with that imagination that you can go places and do things that normally you wouldn't be able to do as a regular person. But as a superhero, I'm able to go anywhere and do anything. Now, I have these muscles and this cape. And this cape that comes around this way. And of course, you have to have your utility belt, because your utility belt is what you have to keep all your utilities in. Well, your special gadgets, your superhero gadgets. Now, being a superhero that is an artist, I have to have pretty cool gadgets that would put in my utility belt. What do you think those would be? If I'm going to be an art superhero, maybe I have something like a special pencil that I could use. Maybe that pencil would be really, really important. I could use it to help people. What a cool idea. So we have that in my utility belt. And then maybe something else I could put in my utility belt would be something that artists would use. How about an eraser? Yeah, maybe something like that, where if I come across something that, like a villain, I could use that eraser to erase them, or maybe erase the effects of their badness, that kind of thing. So that'd be kind of cool. So I have two really cool gadgets that I would use. Now, I'm going to have my superhero pants, which have stripes on them. You could have any design superhero pants you want if you're drawing. Now, as I'm drawing this, I still can't think of a cool name for a superhero who is also an artist. So the more I thought about it, a lot of my friends already knew that I like to draw. And a lot of my friends already knew that I was an artist or going to be an artist when I grew up. So I thought, well, my name is Tim. Why don't we just use that? Tim the Terrific. I like that name. I like the ring. I like that. But to really make it look cool, I'm going to do Tim the Terrific that's made out of a pencil. That's my emblem. It's a pencil that looks like a T. That would be my emblem on my chest. And so everybody saw that, they'd say, oh no, it's that art superhero. So I would help people out. And of course I would patrol my city and make sure that they were all safe. And wherever people lacked creativity or imagination, I would swoop in and I would share my gifts of imagination with them, and everyone would feel creative and they would want to make things, and that would be my superpower. I would inspire people to create. That's how I thought about myself as a superhero. Now, how do you think of yourself as a superhero? I challenge you to get some paper out, marker and crayons and pencils, and maybe draw a picture of yourself as a superhero. Draw your cool gadgets that you would keep in your utility belt, and then see where that takes you. Now, as an artist, as an illustrator, I get to use that superpower every day. In fact, every day I have to be creative, and I have to use my imagination to come up with new ideas from all the people I do artwork for. And so, one thing I want to do now is I want to use my imagination and be really creative and coming up with a cool superhero story. Now, to do that, we have to come up with some really great ideas for a couple of things: our characters and the scenery and the story. And so the best way that I can think of doing that is to use my idea deck. Now, this idea deck is full of animals and foods and things that we can use to spark our imagination. We're going to pull 3 cards out of this deck, and the first card is going to be our hero. Ready? And our hero today will be fries. French fries. Okay. French fries is our hero. Next one is our villain. And it's a blank card. A villain must be invisible, right? So let's try again. Let's get a bear. A bear and French fries. A bear is our villain. French fries are our hero. Now, here's our vehicle. Ready? This card is a duck. French fries ride in a duck. Okay, we have some really cool creative ideas here. I don't know how I'm going to make this into a superhero scene or a story, but we're going to do the best we can. So, one evening in the city of Potato, our French fries were patrolling the city, looking for anyone who needed help. So our hero was French fries. So we're going to make sure our hero is here. Okay, now we have French fries Of course, our hero has to have a mask on, because I don't know just who our hero's alter ego is. Maybe it's the mild-mannered tater tot. I'm not sure. But I know our hero is a fierce warrior. Now, his name possibly could be French Fry Guy. I don't know. That's something we can work out, okay? Now, French Fry Guy was patrolling the city looking for anyone and everyone who needed help. So, he was just trying to get around the city, but he can't just, French fry, just because fly and fry sounds the same and rhymes, doesn't mean that French fry gets around by flying. We already decided that our vehicle is a duck. So I'm thinking duck needs to get put into the picture now. So Fry was flying around on his friend Duck. His special friend. Maybe his vehicle is also his sidekick, Mallard Boy. That'd be kind of a cool thing, wouldn't it? And it's so funny because when this is your story, you can make it up as you go along. And what you start off as a story doesn't necessarily have to be the path it has to take. Your story can go different directions as you're drawing it. So that's kind of fun. So maybe Mallard Boy is taking Fries for a ride. Across the city. When all of a sudden, from out of nowhere, comes the bad guy, the supervillain, Teddy Bear. Bum, ba, da, 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 da. Okay. Now, Teddy Bear was a fierce foe. And at first glance, you wouldn't know it. But anybody who knows Teddy Bear knows that this Teddy Bear is not one to be messed with. In fact, this Teddy Bear, his only thing that he liked to do is to really cuddle the heck out of you. He just loves to cuddle. And if anyone knows teddy bears, cuddling is their favorite. So he was looking for someone to cuddle with, and this scared all of the people in Potatoville or Potato Land or whatever it is we called it. And Fry Guy was not going to have that. Now, here's the cool thing about writing these stories. How Fry Guy and Mallard Boy take on Teddy is up to you. You can now take this story to the next level and see where it goes. Because this guy, he clearly has a bad attitude, even though he's pretty darn cute. Even though he's pretty darn cute, he looks pretty fierce as well. So, Fry Guy, Mallard Boy versus Teddy. And you never know what's going to happen next because this is your story. Now, here's what I want you to do. I want you to take this story. I want you to write and draw your own story and see if you can work these characters into that and see what you come up with. And don't forget to use your super power of imagination. And I bet you'd be surprised at what you can come up with. Again, this is Tim Reed with My Very Silly Monster. And this has been Imagine That, my summer program for 2020. Your greatest power is your imagination. Have a great summer.